Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another gadget that I think you're going to really like. It's the Wyze bulb, which is a smart LED bulb for your home that's not only programmable, but it also works really well with the Amazon Alexa and Google Home smart speakers. Now, I'm a sucker for anything smart. You put the word smart in the title of anything, and I can program it remotely and control it and schedule it. I've got to play with that device. Matter of fact, if you made a smart Twinkie, I'd have to buy that Twinkie. Twinkie net. Anyway, back to the bulb. So you're thinking, Rick, what's so special about the Wyze bulb? There's 100 bulbs out there that are LED bulbs. There's probably 50 of those that are smart devices. What's so smart about the Wyze bulb, and why are you raving about it, and how can you get excited about a light bulb? Well, the truth is, Wyze is one of those clever companies that has figured out a way to build an incredibly smart product at a lower cost than their competitors. So what you're going to find when you look at these, you're going to get 4 bulbs for less than $40. And you might already be thinking, gee, that's a lot of money for light bulbs. Light bulbs are $2. Why would I spend almost $10 for a light bulb? Well, the truth is, if you're using a standard light bulb, an incandescent light bulb, which by the way, hasn't changed a whole lot since the days of Edison when it was first invented, it's the absolute worst way to light up a room. If you understand anything about light bulbs, an incandescent light bulb is essentially a short circuit across your line with a filament that's burning white hot to produce that light. So you're wasting a ton of electricity. You're heating up the room with that light bulb. It's just a horrible way to light a room. So LED bulbs, in contrast, use a whole lot less power to provide the same amount of illumination. So for example, these are 60-watt light bulbs. They use 9 watts of power. Now the simple math on that would be a 60-watt incandescent bulb uses 60 watts of power. This uses 9 watts of power, which is, by my count, almost 6 times less amount of power. So you're saving electricity. It's not getting real hot. Those are 2 big benefits. The other big benefit is that LED technology is longer lasting. The average light bulb, incandescent light bulb, is about 2,000 hours if you're lucky. If you have it on a dimmer, you'll get a little bit longer lifespan out of it. But LED bulbs are 20,000 to 30,000 hours, which means an older guy like me, I'm up on a shaky ladder a lot less changing light bulbs. These will probably outlast me, to be honest with you. I'll probably get 10 years of use out of these guys. Maybe I'll make it past that. But anyway, you get a longer life, you're using less electricity. So the $9 price tag at that point, when you think about changing light bulbs so often, that adds up. And if you think about the electricity you're using, they're going to pay for themselves in no time. So LED in general is a really good move. Even if you're not going with smart bulbs, go with LED bulbs. But if you're going with smart bulbs, a lot of the smart bulbs out there require the bulb to talk to a hub. You've got to hook up a hub in your house that'll support a given number of bulbs. You've got to configure it into your Wi-Fi. You're locked into that ecosystem. These Wyze bulbs go right to your Wi-Fi. There's no hub required. There's no shenanigans out there. You basically open up the application, you add the Wyze bulb, it finds your Wi-Fi presence, it connects to the Wi-Fi, and you're off and running. So they're smarter, they're less expensive, and they're ultimately programmable. And I'll get into some of those features coming up, because one of the things I love about these, and I've been using them for quite some time, I don't know why I haven't talked about them on the channel before, but what I love so much about these guys is through the application, you can do all kinds of things like set schedules. You can bind them together in groups so I can turn on a whole room. I can program them to work with my smart speakers. So I use the Amazon product in my home. I can put together groups of these. I can dim them remotely. I can change the color remotely. So there's not color, but I can change the hue of the bulb, because I should have mentioned it's not a multicolored bulb. It's basically a white bulb that'll vary between 2700 and 6500 Kelvin. So it gives you warm light when you need it. You're reading a book and you're kind of relaxing in the evening, go for the warm light, or if you're working on something and you need that bright blue light, you can crank it way up. So I'll show you how it works in a little bit. But again, 4 bulbs for less than $40 I think is a really good value. They're going to last you forever. The other thing I love about it is that the company builds this application where all of their products work through one application. So if you've got the Wyze camera or using the Wyze Sense modules that will sense movement in a room, you can tie all that together. If the camera sees something or the Sense system sees something, you can turn a light bulb on. So they're programmable, they interact with other Wyze devices, and again, at the end of the day, I'm a bit of a cheapskate. So if I can buy something that's as good or better than the competition at a lower price, that's the one I'm going with, and that's exactly what you're getting here. So what I'm going to do with this, and you can see that it's a standard bulb. I mean, it's a beautiful base. A lot of the LED bulbs out there are kind of wacky shapes. They've got big tops on them. They don't fit the standard lamp. This looks just like an incandescent bulb. Standard base on the bottom. Nice globe on the top. All the electronics and brains are in here. It's kind of a ceramic base, so it doesn't get real hot for you. It dissipates the heat real well. I'm going to go through the programming first to show you exactly how you'd add it to your network. And then I'll come back and actually show you some of the stuff I do with it, because one of the things I like to do is I have kids. And we all know that kids leave lights on forever. And I'm going around the house when everybody's in bed, shutting lights off all over the house. With the Wyze, you can set a schedule that basically, I call it lights out, that at 11:30 or midnight, whatever it happens to be, I can turn all the Wyze bulbs off. So if my kids have forgotten and left the lights on, that program goes around and does a cleanup around the house to shut off all those lights. The best part is, some of these LED bulbs, once they're smart like this, you surrender complete control to the application, which means you can't turn them on anymore from the light switch. They don't operate like a normal light bulb. These guys do. So you can actually screw these into a standard light bulb in a bedroom, and the person can turn on the light and it comes on just like normal, but you still have programmatic control over it. So that program I use called Lights Out shuts everything off at 11 o'clock or midnight on the weekends, and all the lights go out, and I don't have to worry about burning electrons or wasting electrons by burning lights all over the house. So a lot of cool stuff you can do. So next I'm going to show you how you can add this. It's really simple to add it to the application, and then it'll actually talk to my Alexa smart speaker. And then finally, I'll come back and show you how you can create groups and turn things on individually, turn them on as a group. So stay tuned and I'll show you the programming next. The installation of the Wyze bulb is really simple, and you'll need to start on the main screen of the application. Tap the plus sign in the upper left-hand corner to bring up the configuration screen. Next, tap Add a device. Choose Wyze bulb from the options. It's near the middle of the page. Screw the bulb into a lamp socket and turn the bulb on and off 3 times to get it ready. Once the bulb is pulsing in brightness, tap Next on the screen. Next, you'll log into your home Wi-Fi network. Once connected, you'll now need to grant your Wyze bulb access to your network. To do this, tap Choose Wi-Fi on the app. This will take you to the main settings page on your phone. Tap Wi-Fi here to bring up the Wi-Fi devices near you. Look for a device that starts with the word Wyze and tap that device to establish the connection. Wait until you see the checkbox next to the Wyze bulb so you know it's connected, and then go back to the Wyze app to complete the setup process. As soon as you return, the app will bind your new Wyze bulb to your network. Once this completes successfully, you'll now be able to name your new bulb. Pick a name that will allow you to easily identify the bulb later. Also keep that name short if you're using it with your Amazon Alexa or Google Home to operate the bulb. Once you've done this, tap Finish. The next screen allows you to share control of the Wyze bulb with others in your home. You can do this now or skip this step and add them later. Your new Wyze bulb is now ready to use, so enjoy the convenience of digital control from your phone or smart speaker. Now that you know how easy it is to set up your Wyze bulbs, I'll show you some of the cool things you can do with them. Now I've got one of the Wyze bulbs installed over here I'm calling Light 1, and I've got a second one installed over here I'm calling Light 2. And I'll turn them on through the application, which is a really basic function that any smart bulb should be able to accomplish. There's Light 1, and there's Light 2. Now that's really good if you're sitting in your recliner and you have your phone with you and the application's open. You can tap the screen and turn the lights on. But honestly, most times your phone's away from you, or maybe you don't have the application open and you've got to go through a few steps to get to that particular page, and you want to turn it on with your smart speaker. So that's where it starts to get interesting. So the Amazon product is programmed already to recognize these, and I'm going to do a separate clip to show you how you integrate the Wyze app with your Alexa app, so you can do this as well. It's not that hard, but there's a couple of steps involved. But I've already set these two guys up. So Echo, turn off Light 1. Echo, turn off Light 2. So that takes it to the next level because I can now be in my recliner and bark at my smart speaker across the room, which is pretty cool. The Wyze application also provides complete control over both the brightness and hue of each individual bulb. Right now the lamp's at 100%. Now I'll use the slider bar in the app to slide it down lower to 1%, and you can see how the bulb reacts. Then I'll bring it back up to full brightness, and I can stop anywhere in the middle. You also have control over the color tone of the bulb, and this can vary between 2700 Kelvin, that's a really warm setting, all the way up to 6500 Kelvin, which is a much colder, brighter hue. Right now it's set in the middle, so let me dial it down to 2700 Kelvin, and you can see the lamp take on that warmer glow that's perfect for relaxing at home or in the morning when you're first waking up. But if you're trying to study or focus on something with the light nearby, you can crank it all the way up to 6500 Kelvin. And you can see pretty quickly that the lamp has taken on a brighter look, and it's crisper, almost a bluish tone that just draws your attention to whatever you're working on. And again, you can slide that bar back and forth to pick the perfect color tone for each individual bulb in your home, or program them into a scene that you can activate with a single tap. But where it gets really interesting is that I can bind these two together in a group. So I can turn them all on at once, or I can turn them all off at once. Echo, turn on both lights. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Echo, turn off both lights. Now you may be thinking, okay, Rick, that's kind of a parlor trick. Big deal. I can turn a bunch of lights on and turn a bunch of lights off. But think about it for a second. I'd mentioned earlier that I have this lights out program that I've actually programmed into the Wyze app that at midnight or 1 a.m., it looks for all the Wyze bulbs in my house that are on because kids have turned them on and forgot to turn them off, and it turns them off. And it doesn't stop them from using the bulb. So for example, if they want to get up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water or head to the bathroom, they can still turn the light on automatically, but the program will turn it off if they forget to turn it off. So it takes a second for it to find the Wi-Fi once it's turned back on, but that program runs in my house at 1 a.m., shuts all the lights off. Sometimes I hear moans from upstairs because the kids are still up and they can turn the lights back on, but it runs again at 4 in the morning so that if they've forgotten, it shuts off from 4 o'clock till whatever time they get up the next day. So watch. Echo, turn off light 2. So again, the cleanup program will go out there and actually take charge of any bulbs that are left on, turn them off, and save me a ton of electricity. Now, the programming is kind of cool because you can set up schedules to turn on randomly. You can set them up when you're away on vacation to pop lights on around the house to make it look like somebody's living there. Where it gets really interesting as well with the application is Wyze has done a great job of building an application where all of their features and functions extend to all their products. And what I mean by that is if you buy their cameras or you buy their WizeSense products that actually sense movement in your house, you can tie all those behaviors together to have the lights come on if somebody walks down a hallway or if the garage door opens up. So there's a lot of programming capabilities in a pretty basic system that I think has got a lot of sophisticated features in it for the price. Now again, there's a lot of smart bulbs out there on the market. I like the Wyze products because these guys have figured out how to build a product that's as good or better than the other stuff that's on the market for a lower price. And I'm a bit of a cheapskate, like I said before. So if I can buy something that does everything I need it to do and spend less on it, I'm all in. So I like the Wyze products an awful lot. I will be doing other clips on some of their other products. They've got a brand new outdoor camera coming out that I have coming in about a week. And I've got a 360 camera that moves around a little bit where the camera can pan and tilt and zoom. I'll do a review on that one as well. And again, I'm trying to do a lot more of these high-tech clips because I play with a lot of high-tech gear around the house and I'm always investigating new technologies. And if I'm excited about it, I think you guys will be excited about it. So I love talking about this stuff on the channel. So expect a few more of these clips in among all the drone clips that I'm doing. Now, if you have any questions about anything I've covered today about this product or about any of this home automation technology, drop it in the comments below. I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as I can. I can't answer all the questions out there, but I'm pretty good with a lot of the home automation stuff. And I'm more than happy to do some research and answer your questions. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're finding value in these clips. I love talking about technology. As a nerd, nothing gets me more excited than coming down here, playing with some technology and explaining it to you guys. So I hope you're enjoying these clips. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there. I'm telling you, I got a ton more stuff coming this summer that you're definitely going to want to see. We've got some real cool drone clips coming and a whole lot of other high-tech gear reviews coming as well. So join the Drone Valley family, and that way you won't miss anything. Anyway, that's it for today. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, stay nerdy.